Mikey, with the way that the world is right now, with the coronavirus, striking all over the world, and we see that thousands are dying, and our thoughts and prayers are with anyone who has been affected or has a family member, a friend that's been affected in any way, shape, and form by the coronavirus. But what are your thoughts on potentially fighting in empty arenas? Is that something that you've thought of? Because the way that sports is going to move forward, at least for the short term, it appears as if we are going to see no fans in stadiums or arenas. What's your take on fighting with no fans in the arena?
Look, initially I'm not very excited for a venue like that or that scenario where we're in an indoor studio or warehouse or whatever it may be. I'm not so excited for that. Honestly, I love the fans. I love the crowd. In fact, the most special moment of the whole event is the ring walk. At least it is for me. The ring walk, hearing the music play with all the fans getting up and cheering me on, that's emotional. That brings, tears to my eyes sometimes. Mm-hmm. That's the best feeling, So I don't know how it would be fighting in an arena without any fans or very limited people around, only like the people working the event. It's just one of those different scenarios where I don't know how I'm gonna take, but I'm willing to give it a try. I'm not just gonna retire. That's what we have to do to get in the ring. And in order for me to grow my legacy and leave my mark in boxing, then I'm willing to do it. I'll probably I probably won't like it, but I'm willing to do it if that's what it's gonna take. And I think if this whole virus doesn't go away and we're not able to secure, the vaccines or the medication needed, then we're gonna have to move on with scenarios like this, indoor studio type of scenarios where it's just broadcasted instead of live attendance. It's gonna change. It's gonna be different, but it may be one of those things where that's the only thing to do. We can't do anything else. I also don't want to retire. I don't have plans to retire, and I didn't want to retire, so I'll definitely fight.
And you're still 32 years of age, Mikey. And do you want to get, if let's say boxing's back June, July, at the latest, hopefully no later than August, but do you want to get, one more in, even if, let's say, there are no fans throughout the remainder of the year? Do you want to get one more in before that, or would you rather sit back and wait and see if things change towards 2021?
No, I definitely want to be back, especially if things start to look better, with the COVID virus. Even if it is an indoor fight like that in a studio or warehouse or whatever it may be, I want to come back. I want to be able to come back and look for the bigger fights, after that. Like I said, I'm not ready to retire. I want to push hard. I want to, accomplish a lot more. And I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to fight in an arena like that. Like I said, it's not my first choice. It's not what I would prefer. But if that's what it takes, and that's what's going to have to happen.
Mikey, you're a very proud family man. You mentioned the fact that your daughter just turned 13. Your brother and your father have accomplished so much along with you. How much have they influenced you and been such a key component to what Mikey Garcia is and has done? I mean, you've been around prize fighting, I feel like, since you were born.
Well, I just grew up in it with my brother and my dad, being the first ones there. I grew up in the sport, and, I think I've learned a lot, obviously, from them. But what I've learned the most is the family values. My dad and my mom instilled that, because that's what I saw. That's what I grew up seeing. I remember growing up, and everybody gathering around the living room to watch, boxing fights on TV, pay-per-view, or, whether it was Chavez or Oscar or whoever it was, So we grew up, with boxing in our lifestyle, but I learned the most of family's, values from my mom and my dad. And as I grew and as I started my own family, I kept that, obviously. And the boxing, lifestyle in the gym with my dad and my brother are one, but family, outside of the ring, outside of the gym, it's different. We separate the two. When we're in the gym, we're doing our job. That's our job. And my dad and my brother will be there, to push me to do what I got to do. They're not babying me because I'm their brother or because I'm their kid. They're not going to treat me special just because I'm family. They're going to push me to do what I got to do. And I totally understand that, and when we're not in the gym, when we're at home, then we can hang out and have laughs and, have a fun time, but we're able to, separate the two. But it's just terrific. I wouldn't change it for anything else. It's great to have family, in your corner, because they also will take care of you the best. They know me better than anybody else, and that's how we see everybody in the gym. We all see each other like family, even though, we're only friends with some of the other boxers, we're friends. But in the gym, we're all a family. That's why we support each other. All the fighters that are in my brother's gym, we support each other. We go to each other's fights. We congratulate each other. We wish each other well. We're a family. We hang out, outside of the gym. We welcome everybody like family, because that's what really strengthens, our relationships and helps each other, push and motivate, each other the most. We see each other. We don't want to let someone, be better than us. So it's a friendly competition.
I also saw, Mikey, that you dabbled into being a boxing promoter. What is that like, in being able to, stick your foot in the water when it comes to being a promoter and not just the fighter?
Look, it's not easy. It takes a lot of time, patience. But I enjoy it. I like it because I'm also helping other fighters develop their careers, build their records, just like I did, early when I first started. You have to start from zero, so if I'm able to help a fighter develop a winning record, maybe give him an opportunity to get on a bigger platform and take a chance and win something big and move on, in the ladder, then that makes me happy that I'm also using my own, leverage and platform connection relationships to help others. I'm only going to box for X number of years, but if I can continue helping other fighters, I'm going to be in boxing for the rest of my life, and I'll have so much pleasure and satisfaction knowing that I helped, all these fighters, reach their goals, reach their highest potential. And that's what it's about for me, being a promoter. I'm not doing it for the money. There's no money right now, not at the level that we are. Honestly, there isn't. Yeah. People think that we're making money or that every promoter is going to make money just because they see a good show. That doesn't turn or translate to dollar bills. I'm not doing it for the money. I'm doing it to help the fighters. I'm doing it to help the kid get an opportunity to grow and maybe get showcased on a TV fight, and then he can make some money. Not even me, it's for them. So it's fun for that reason, and it feels good to be able to help.
How much longer do you see yourself fighting as a boxer? There are different things that fighters say when they're, some guys say, hey, I want to fight till I'm 35. Other guys say, until I can't compete at this level. Do you have a number in your head where you say, okay, by this age, I am done, or I have 2 or 3 years left, assuming I'm healthy? Do you have a number like that in your mind as to how long you want to continue fighting?
Look, I did earlier when I first started my professional career. I had a number. I figured at age 30, I'll probably be ready to retire. Had I not taken the time off, then I probably would have retired, between 30 and 32. But being that I did take the time off, now all that has changed. I'm 32, and I feel like I'm hitting my prime. So I'm definitely not going to retire anytime soon. I think, me personally, I will keep fighting minimum 3 to 5 years. However, if things change and I'm unhealthy or I get injured or whatever, then, we got to, call it quits. But if I'm healthy and I'm physically fit to keep fighting and competing at this level, then I'll definitely be fighting for at least 3 to 5 years. Like I said, there's so much more I want to accomplish, and I don't see me retiring anytime soon. Like, if I'm healthy, for all this time, I'm gonna do this for a long time. I want to leave a big legacy. I want to be leave a big impression in boxing. I want to be remembered. I want my name to be remembered among the greatest, to do it.
Do you want to be, it sounds like you want to be mentioned along the lines, even though, you are Mexican-American, but along the lines of the, the Chavezes, the Barreras, the Moraleses, the Marquezes of the world. Is that fair to say?
I want to be remembered not only with the Mexican fighters. I actually want to be remembered and regarded as one of the best fighters, of this generation, of this era. We got all the Mexican fighters, like you mentioned, Barrera, Morales, Marquez, Chavez, and so many more. But, I think that when I'm done with the sport, I'll be loved for everything that I've done, and I'll be remembered, for the ages, being that I have fought the best and never ducked anybody and just kept fighting nothing but the biggest and baddest fights out there. I mean, that's what's going to leave my mark, Of course, I'll be remembered with some of these greats. I don't want to be, I can't say I'm going to be compared to, because everybody has had their career and tremendous careers. So it's not fair for me to try to compare myself. But in this generation of the fighters that we have right now, I will be one of the best in this era.
If you could, when would your next fight be? If you had the opportunity to truly dictate it right now, when would you want your next fight?
If I could dictate my own agenda, I'd say I do something in July or August.
Okay.
I do a fight in July, August, because that would still leave some room for a possible December fight. That would probably still do it.
If you can, you want to fit that third one in there if you can.
If I could, yes. If I'm not hurt, no injuries, no cuts, stuff like that, and if the opponents are available, I would love to take on like I said, on 3 fights this year. That was my goal. That was my goal. So if I can still squeeze that, that would be perfect. If not, then at least once more before the end of the year. Maybe we push something for like a September, October date, and then wait till next year.
From what it sounds like, Mikey, you want to be very active this year, but also there are challenges when it comes to maintaining your fitness level and staying sharp. Because obviously what we see that, you can't go to any gym. I don't know, have you been working out in the boxing gym? Have you been running still? A lot, and, people are under quarantine, and, I don't think there's much sparring going on that I know of with gyms, because everyone is trying to maintain and keep social distancing and things along those lines.
Yeah, I haven't been to the gym. My brother actually closed the gym to all his members and all his fighters. He also stays at home for the most part. I did plan on starting to get back in physical conditioning by running, doing some exercises at home. I do plan on doing that. I had said I was starting in May. So, I got one more week of free time. I got this week of vacation left. But I do plan on getting back, getting some runs, getting some core workout just at home, just to get some activity going. It's not good to just stay static, for long periods of time. It's not good for the body. It's not good for your health in general. So I do plan on coming back, little by little, just to get some physical activity going.
I know you guys love, obviously, the sport so much, but do you go back and watch some old fights, throwback fights that you used to love, or anything in regards to the sport of boxing?
I have. I've checked out a couple of fights. I've been watching some of the classic fights that Showtime has put out. I've seen the Corrales Castillo fights. I've seen the Marquez versus Vasquez fights. I've seen those, and that was special because I was helping Vasquez as his sparring partner for the second and third fight of the trilogy. They actually had 4 fights, but I was Vasquez sparring partner for the second, third fight. I've caught a couple of others on YouTube. I've caught a couple other fights there. So, I mean, we don't have, live boxing right now, but there's plenty of fights on the libraries, that we can check out, the classic fights, just to keep us entertained. And, man, you still learn from them.
No question about it. Finally, Mikey, as we get ready to let you go, we appreciate your time here on Instagram Live. But what do you want to tell everyone as they, all your fans and boxing fans and those around the world that, these are very trying times with the coronavirus pandemic. that has enveloped the entire world?
Look, it's a very difficult time, very different time. You know, it's crazy to think that we would ever be in these circumstances, you know, in this time of age. But, you know, I just want to wish everybody well. You know, stay safe, stay healthy. Please, you know, take precautionary measures. You know, no one thinks it's a big deal until it's something close to your family, and you know, we don't want, you know, anything like that to happen. So that's the best thing we can try to do. You know, be as safe and as clean as possible. Avoid, you know, being around anybody that might be sick or that was recently sick. And just, you know, keep a positive mindset. You know, look forward for the future. You start planning something. You got all this time to you right now. Start strategizing on how you can improve. You know, and maybe start a little side hustle, or maybe read books, get online. You know, educate yourself online. There's a lot of ways to learn, and stay busy even at home. You know, there's a lot of school is out. You can teach your kids. You can, you know, keep them busy by even playing. Like if you're playing, you know, school or do a lot of home projects. You know, I've been actually trying to keep busy, trying to finish some home projects that we always put away, put aside. Oh, I'll do it later, and it never gets done. Well, right now that I do have time, we've been taking care of a lot of the projects here at home. You know, just keep busy. You know, keep around home. That's all you can do, and also take this time to kind of reflect on what's really important. You know, it's not always just about the material things. It's just the quality time, you know, because in the end, you know, once everything's all done and said and we're, you know, ready to, you know, die, all you're ever going to take are the memories, and all you're ever going to leave behind are memories. So let's make plenty of those. Let's make plenty of those to take and plenty of those to leave.
Mikey, lastly, I know that you're a Dallas Cowboy fan. The NFL draft just wrapped up yesterday or a couple of days ago, but you know, what was your initial impression on the Dallas Cowboys, their draft selection? I thought it was a pretty boss move by Jerry Jones to be making these draft selections on a yacht, as only he could do.
Look, we're excited. I think you know, once the season everything clears up and the season resumes and everything, I think it's gonna be great. You know, Cowboys. I've been a fan, you know, of the Cowboys, and honestly, I'll be honest. We've always had great talent. It together. You know, we have you know, one player that kind of doesn't have the season that he did the last season, or whatever it may be. I'm excited because we got some very good picks, and I think the team overall is gonna be terrific. You know, I think we've always been contenders. You know, and that's what it is. You know, even if you don't always win it, but you have that, I think you always have a chance, and we definitely have a chance. I'm excited. You know, my nephew Pita was talking about it. You know, he was all pumped up. I'm like, oh, okay, now you're a fan again, because he was a little disappointed. I was disappointed last season. I mean, I was disappointed. I mean, I think everybody was disappointed last season, but that's okay. You know, that's the way I feel. You know, I can relate in a way. You don't always win. You don't always perform. You know, that's okay. But what do you do after that really matters? You know, and that's why I'm excited for this next year.
Now, trust me, I'm a Bears fan, so I feel your pain, Mikey. So obviously.
Yes.
Hey, thank you so much for your time again, Mikey. Stay safe, and we look forward to seeing you back inside the ring sooner than later. Again, a pleasure talking with you, and thank you so much for being so open and honest with us.
Thank you. I appreciate it, man. Stay well.